Well, ladies and gentlemen, ever since Kamala Harris lost, liberals have been coming up with excuse after excuse after excuse as to why. First, they lashed out at everyone and called half the population dumb. Now they're saying it's misinformation, it's disinformation. You've got Jen Psaki. Remember, we dealt with misinformation, disinformation back in 2019, 2020 when liberals brought the two words up as ways to silence conservatives when they had full control of social media. And that's why I see this and I'm like, what is this woman talking about? There's zero chance any regulation of social media is going to be happening with Trump in the White House, with Republicans controlling the Senate and the House. This was something you should have done back in 2020, 2021. And oh, yeah, Elon Musk now has X. And guys, I warned people, and I'm glad we don't have to deal with it, but there was going to be some significant problems for Elon when it came to X if Harris would have won. I can tell you that right now. And the reason that they weren't going to do anything to Elon before the election was because it would look bad. It'd be like liberals targeting Elon, like when Biden was in. But now at this point, maybe they'll try and do something during his lame duck period. But I highly doubt they'd get anything past this late. It would just look desperate. It would look like they're sore losers. Jen Psaki says the laws have to change because people are getting information from social media instead of TV. She also claims there is no fact-checking mechanism. Then they talk about the community notes, but the fact checking, it doesn't matter. This is just another form of liberal censorship that they're trying. And it's like, where has this lady been the past week and a half since Trump won? Do you really think something's going to be put in place now? These people are just desperate. They're clinging to a reason as to why Kamala could have lost that isn't blaming their own party. And they'll go very far to do it and to try and justify it. And basically what they end up saying is, well, half the population is stupid. You don't understand. It's all misinformation and disinformation. Just because, and honestly, a lot of it's liberal disinformation. And this is the other thing that's so crazy to me. Their argument as to why Kamala lost in 2024 was misinformation and disinformation. But in 2020, it was an October surprise that was deemed misinformation was not misinformation. So judging by their own justification, they couldn't even come up with something that's nearly as bad as the manipulation that we saw via social media with the Hunter Biden laptop. And oh yeah, are you mad at Elon Musk for giving people $1 million? What do you feel about a billionaire giving a political party $400 million, which is what Mark Zuckerberg gave to the Democrats? That's okay though, as a double standard, right? But it's just like, you're talking about misinformation and disinformation. We just had a clear-cut example back in 2020 when liberals controlled Facebook, Twitter, all the major social medias, Instagram, and there was an October surprise that was really bad for the Democrats, and it might have affected the election that was only decided by 40,000 votes, and they silenced it on purpose and called it misinformation and disinformation when it turned out to be 100% true. You remember that? But now it's all but now that's the reason. So I wonder if with this justification, calling it misinformation and disinformation, would they say that Trump should have won in 2020? Because they blatantly, and it's 10 times worse than anything Elon Musk did. They're talking about Elon Musk. He's the reason that liberals lost. I mean, you're talking, Kamala Harris had one of the worst approval ratings of any VP ever. This goes all the way back to 2020 when they rigged the primaries for Biden. And he's like a 78-year-old dude. He can barely talk. They're like, oh, he's going to win. And then they run him. They try running him again. He can't talk during the debate. And they have to put Kamala Harris in. But no, your party's perfect. Kamala Harris had one of the worst approval ratings of any VP in history, but she definitely was a great candidate. She should have won. And like these people talking about Kamala Harris running a perfect campaign. She can't even go on Joe Rogan and do 3 hours. I mean, it's softball after softball. She can't even hit it. But yeah, this is total crap. I mean, why are you questioning it now? Do you really think anything is going to change right now with Republicans having the presidency, the House, the Senate, Elon Musk in the White House talking to Trump? You really think there's going to be regulation now? This is just poor justification for a pathetic election performance by Kamala Harris. But I mean, if this is what she believes, then she thinks Trump should have won in 2020 because there was blatant lying by mainstream media when all of the mainstream media was controlled by liberals, and then they silenced anyone who spoke out against it. And then about a year later, oh yeah, it turns out the laptop is real, the corruption is real, but no, don't worry, we're already past that now. Nobody goes to jail for that. No, it's totally fine. But no, now it's, and then it's like, so what is the misinformation and disinformation? Oh, the economy is actually good. Really? 20% inflation? I actually think it's liberal disinformation when they say it's a 2% inflation. It's 2% based off of what it was the previous year. People don't realize that. When normal people see 2% inflation rate, they think, wow, that's not too bad. This is an inflation rate based off of what it was last year at this time. When you look at the full Biden administration, their inflation percentage is right around 20% or even worse. That's historically bad. And that's why people voted. It's not, oh, inflation's gone down. My goodness, I hope it would go down. It can't go up any higher. It was 9% in 2022. Is it going to go higher than that? But they're like, oh, it's like the bar is on the floor for Biden. But inflation's gone down from 9%. Oh my God, he should win. Or I guess Kamala. But it's gone down. Oh, well, it's impossible for it to go up. I mean, it's at record highs in 2022. But notice the deception. And they're like, inflation is so low. Oh my God. But listen, they lost so badly. There's all of this is falling on deaf ears. You go on X, or actually it's not X, it's Reddit, and you'll get a lot of them saying that the election was rigged. They're all, I mean, this is what these people do. They accuse Trump supporters of doing it, and then they do it themselves. They're like, well, where did all those 10 million people go? And it turns out it's not even 10 million. And that's one of the things that Republicans have to understand. That original graph that people were citing where it was like the Trump number was linear throughout the last 3 elections, and the Biden number was an outlier. That was before the California votes got in. I don't know why California waits so long to count, but you have to understand, California has a massive population. I think Kamala Harris right now is at around 74 million votes. She's probably going to finish with 75. So it's not as drastic as it first seemed. But that's just the vote totals there when it comes to that. And then it looks like we've got a winner here. It's Lake County, California, managing to tabulate a grand total of 30% of their vote 9 days after the election. I mean, I'm not, maybe it got lost in the mail or something. Maybe the mail-in, I mean, I don't even know that's possible, but this will be probably the final update, although I don't know, man. So you can see at this point, Trump is up by 2 points exactly in terms of the popular vote. I will show people what this is, but in California, they've got 90% in. So we're so close, but Kamala is up to 73. I'm guessing she'll probably finish with almost 74 million votes if I had to guess. Oregon, how much is Oregon? 97. Washington's 95. Please end our suffering when it comes to this. Arizona, Nevada. These were the swing states outlined. Arizona ends up being a 5.5 point win. Nevada ends up being a 3-point win. So yeah, that's basically it. Wisconsin was under a point. It did end up under a point because of that last mail-in dump. That last mail-in dump is what lost Hovde the Senate race, unfortunately. But yeah, so that it looks like everything is pretty much in, and I would imagine Harris will probably make up she'll probably make up 0.1%, maybe 0.2. So Trump will end up winning the popular vote by around 1.8 if I had to guess when it comes to the final result on the election. But it is remarkable with California. Where is that one county that can't get it? Well, 32% in. I mean, come on. 32% in, last updated yesterday. My good, there's got to be something wrong there. But either way, guys, that is going to do it for this video. Make sure you follow me on X. Link to that's always in the description.